I shouldn't be here today, but I am because of professional wrestling. Yeah. Now, professional wrestling means a lot more to me than it may to some. Professional wrestling means, well, first off, when people think of professional wrestling, they think of sweaty dudes rolling around in spandex, getting all sweaty while a wedding's going on in the background. There's a coffin over here. There's degenerates running down, and there's cliques forming. And I mean, all of that is too sweet, but to me, wrestling means a lot more. Wrestling, to me, is storytelling. It's an art form. It's drama, going back to Philip. Wrestling, to me, is believing in these characters. The story of good guys against bad guys, and sometimes the bad guys win, but sometimes the good guys win too. And for me, wrestling is very similar to my life. Wrestling for me was a constant in a life of chaos. I have lived in over 25 homes. I have attended several different schools. I was influenced by my late alcoholic father, whose ashes are in this bullet casing right here. And I was raised by a single deaf mother, making my first language sign language. I learned how to speak through watching wrestling and Sesame Street. So makes me who I am today. The lowest point for me was when I was 14. I was homeless. I was in grade 9. And I can remember the day specifically when this happened. It was on a Friday, right before the weekend. So if you can put yourself back to grade 9 on a Friday before the weekend, you're pretty stoked to go out on the weekend, such as I was. I can remember opening the doors of the school and going to my friend's car. I was staying on his couch at the time. And I hop in the car, and I look in the back, and all of my stuff was there. And I look at him, and I'm, hey, man, how come all my stuff's in the back? I'm sorry, man. It's just not working out at my house, so where can I drop you off? Huh? Man, I got nowhere to go. I have no idea. A thought popped in my head of my mom's friend who lived in the area. So I stopped by there, knocked on the door, no one was home. I put all my stuff in the back. I waited around for a bit to see if they'd come home. They never did. So that evening, I went to a park. This park was known in the area for the hangout spot for all the schools, so I knew some of my friends and other people would be there, and maybe I could find a place to crash. So I went to this park. And I found someone who I went to school with and wasn't really friends with, but I knew him. I asked him, hey, man, do you think I could stay at your place? And he goes, yeah, for sure, dude. That sounds good. So I hung out with him the entire night. Just stuck around him like a parasite, right? Just clinging to him. Eventually, the night ends. Everyone clears out. We start walking back to his house. He opens the front door, and he turns around, and he stops. And I walk up. Oh. Well, you gonna let me in, man? Sorry, you can't stay here tonight. Huh? I mean, you said I could stay. Fine, it's cool. And I left. I went back to that same park. And that night, I slept under a tree. I was 14, in grade 9, homeless, underneath of a tree. And it was in that moment when I can vividly remember sitting there, and I was contemplating my existence. I didn't know my purpose. I had no idea why I was on this earth. But the thought that kept popping up in my head was, you want to be a professional wrestler. You want to be a professional wrestler. You want to be a professional wrestler. And that belief got me through that night. Fast forward a few years, and I found myself living in a drug house, which was the top one in the city. I got sick and tired of living in that environment of home invasions and muggings. And eventually, I shot a message out on MySpace when MySpace was still a thing. Sent a message out to a famous wrestling superstar, part of the Hart family, if you guys know wrestling. Sent a message out asking, hey, I want to be a wrestler, but I have no idea where to go. You think you could help me out somehow? Hoping for a reply, believing in a reply. I took the action. I sent the message. About a week or so later, my inbox, bing, got one message. Whew. Open it up. Sure enough, it was her. She sent me a message back. It was one sentence. Said, hey, you want to be a wrestler? That's great. Here's an address. It's in Calgary, Alberta. Good luck. So, I took that address. I bought a one-way bus ticket from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, all the way to Calgary, Alberta, with just an address. I can remember walking through the city of Calgary and going up to the gym and knocking on the door and them letting me in and being so captivated when I seen the wrestling ring for the first time. Fast forward about a year, and the city of Calgary decided that they were going to buy the gym out, tear it down, and build a new downtown, making it all fancy schmancy. So they did. They bought the gym, and I found myself working at a place that I didn't like. I was stuck in a corner where I was inhaling these fumes, and every time you blew your nose, these black chunks would come out. I was living on the edge of Calgary. Calgary is a big city. It took me nearly an hour and a half to get anywhere in town via transit. I was living with a roommate I didn't really like. And I wasn't training anymore. So again, I kind of found myself stuck in a position where I didn't know what I was doing. And one person changed my life, my trainer. His name's Ravenous Randy. He calls me up on the phone, and I was sitting in my room at the apartment there, and phone rings. I pick it up. And, hey, how's it going? Hey, man, and what are you doing? I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Oh, cool. What do you think about moving to BC? Huh? What's in British Columbia? Wrestling. Huh. Yeah, okay, sounds good. Hung up the phone, put my 2 weeks notice at my job, put 2 weeks notice at my roommate. Everyone was super mad at me. I didn't really care because I was going to do wrestling. And coming to BC was the best thing that I've ever done. See, I believed in what I wanted to do, and when the opportunities came up, I took action. BC was the greatest move I've ever had because it was here where I got to meet this wonderful girl. I met her dancing. And I went up and started boogieing with her. And my friends came up, and they're like, Andy, we gotta go. I'm like, okay, cool. Just wait. I kept dancing. No, seriously, we gotta go. Okay, cool. Let me get her number first. So I pull out my phone. I go up to the dance floor. Would go up to her on the dance floor. Hey, can I have your number? And for some reason, she gave it to me. I don't know how. She gave me your number. So put it in my phone. Okay, cool. I'll text you for sure. Cool. Head out. I get into the taxi cab and I text it right away. Hey, I had so much fun dancing with you. I hope to see you again soon. No response. What could I do? Oh. I know. I'll text it again. Get on my phone, I text it again. Hey, it's so much fun. Hope to see you again. No response. Oh, she's playing hard to get. I don't know. One more time, and that's it. I'm done after this. So I take out my phone, I text it one last time, and the phone starts ringing from that number. I'm like, oh, cool, she's calling me. Oh, I'll let it ring a few times so it's not. Pick it up. Hello? Hey. Hello? You got the wrong number, dude. Oh, sorry. Hung up the phone. I got the wrong number. So, I took that phone number, I changed the last digit to the next one, and I texted that one. Wrong number. So I took that phone number and changed the digit to the next one, texted that one. Wrong number. Took the same phone number, changed the digit, texted that one, wrong number. Changed the digit to the... I kept going for a couple hours that night. I know. Eventually, I fell asleep, woke up, phone in my hand, still all these messages, people I didn't know, didn't get the number still, but I kept going. I took that phone number and I changed the last digit, wrong number. Eventually, I got tired of it, and I thought to myself, I'm going to text one last number, and that's it. I'm done. Like, I can't stand this anymore. Text one last number, put my phone down, I walk away, and when I come back, I pick it up, and I got it. Fast forward to today. We've been married for 2 years. To make it even better, I have a handsome 16-month-old son named Owen. So you see, I believed in myself. And every time an opportunity came up, I took action. And it all culminated on January 14th of this year in my wrestling career, 7 years after I started, after many concussions. I've hyperextended my arm. I've dislocated a rib. The training regimen was crazy. We started with 100 squats each time. Just like that, just 100 squats, that's it, easy peasy. But it all was worth it because I eventually became the Canadian heavyweight champion. So believing becomes achieving through action. So here's what I hope you all can take from my story. Maybe there's a person out there who you've lost connection with, but you miss them, and you want to talk to them, but you're kind of scared. You're a little nervous of what they're going to say. Do it. Send them a message. Take some action. What's the worst that could happen? They'll block you? Great. Unfollow you? Ooh. Maybe there's a job out there that you've really wanted for your whole entire life. Or maybe something recent came up and you really want it. Go send in a resume. What's the worst that could happen? They say no? Go in the next day and be like, here's another one. Here I am again. I'll see you tomorrow. Take action, because you never know where you'll land if you choose to fly. Thank you.